like Hillary Clinton, I do feel many ways tired tonight. But hello. Woohoo. Are we not live or something? It probably helps if we say something while you're checking that, right? All right. Are we live now? Glyph says can't hear us either. Hang on just a second. Glyph says can't hear us either. How about now?
All right. Now I can hear us.
I know that we can all hear each other.
No,
I can hear mine talking back to me through your computer. Glyph says can't hear us either. How about now?
All right. Now I can hear us.
I know that we can all hear each other. I can hear.
It's okay. So shall we do the intro again?
Are people hearing us now?
Yes, we're on.
Okay.
All right.
You want to do the intro again?
Well, we probably ought to because that's why people pay the big bucks for us.
I know, to hear the produced stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, here we go.
Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome to the 35th annual live edition of Bombs, Advance, and Wednesday Rants. Boy, it feels familiar. It's like I said this already before. As always, I am your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from an undisclosed location hidden deep beneath the surface of the earth. With me, as always, is Mark.
Howdy.
And the missus.
So the audio, as per usual, was my fault again tonight. Here's what happened. I was not paying very close attention when I was putting stuff into the program to run for tonight's show. And I clicked the thing that I guess I shouldn't have clicked because, okay, so the entire time that we've been doing Bombs and Bants, and this goes all the way back to November 2019 when we very first started this, right?
35 years ago.
Yes, 35 years ago. I have never been able to get my audio to work from my actual laptop. I always have to plug in a set of earbuds into the mic so I can hear myself, because I can't hear myself through my computer. So I'm sitting here working on this today, and I'm clicking around a little bit, and I'm trying to hear the audio I've just put in. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, why can't I hear that? I know it should be there. It sounds like stuff that I do before when I'm getting ready to put it in. So I unplug a bunch of stuff and plug stuff back in, and I realize what I've done is that now I can hear my mic through my laptop, and I have no idea how I did it. So then I had to go back and try and fix it, and I wasn't sure if anyone else would be able to hear me, and that's what happened.
Okay.
In the process
So
of doing that, I muted the whole damn thing. So
this is a really long way of you saying that the problem exists between the keyboard and your chair.
Right. Well, specifically between my keyboard and my chair. Yes.
Yeah. well, wonderful. It's nice to have you on, and it's nice to be here. So Mark, you were absent last week. Do you have a note?
No, I don't. Sorry. I was helping out. I was on a mission for God.
Excellent.
I was helping out with a church activity, helping teach our next generation how to shoot firearms. Except actually, I had more of a support role, and other people were doing the actual instruction. But I like to think that I was doing something.
Okay, so you were watching them shoot.
Yeah, I was just helping out.
All right. And Mrs., how are you feeling? You felt a little bit under the weather earlier this week.
I was. I'm feeling okay now, I guess. But yeah, now the rest of my stuff. No, my sound effects are not working right now. Yay.
Yeah, you. No, they can be heard, but only by the Russians who are monitoring our program for approved content.
They're going to be real bored then, the Russians are. Oh, I thought they were listening for super secret spy stuff. They're going to be really bored.
Okay. So now we're going to have to be careful here with the first little bit, because, of course, there are things that YouTube will anbe people pay or fay. And so those sorts of things are coming up. So we'll have to watch our language as we scoot through the January 6th hearings. And the missus does a lot of prep work in order to prepare for before the evening.
We have to hang on a second, because I'm not quite ready to talk about the January 6th stuff, because I did want to talk about something else, because I do have this new video game that I'm playing, and I think that Mark, you and John, and probably some of our male listeners may be interested in this too. This is a PS4 version that I have here, but it is this game called Thermostat Simulator.
I hear sales for that are going up. But until Dad gets there, then they're going back down.
That's right. What am I, made of money? You got stock in the power company?
Well, that's actually the one way we can be sure that telekinesis is real. All right. So thank you for interrupting me. You couldn't have waited on that bit for a little. Oh,
it wasn't a bit.
Okay. There's really a thermostat simulator?
A little bit of effort into it.
There's really a thermostat simulator?
No, there's not.
We had to get Pugsley to program one up. That could be hilarious.
That would be funny. Yeah.
All right. So, beginning with the January 6th hearings, which is, if you listen to the left, the worst thing since that communist set fire to the Reichstag. Let's be fair about January 6th, and this may get us banned, but let's be fair about January 6th. If they wanted to take the Congress, they'd still be there. All right. It wasn't like there was any opposition. But let's talk about the January 6th hearings. You brought this up to me, the missus, and you were more than a little bit cheesed when you brought this up. So why don't you run with it?
Sure. Well, I was just looking for some clips to play because, I don't know, probably like many of you, I haven't bothered to tune in to the nighttime drama, such as it is. But what I found was a 13-minute clip. This was on Time Magazine's website that said that this was new video that the Democrats had played this whole thing as part of, into the record, evidence, as it were. So I sat through and I watched it, and it was like a campaign ad. It showed news clips from Trump speaking that day, interspersed with images of the riot. The clip that I'm going to play here is from Mitch McConnell. He was speaking on the floor of the Senate. Now, I'm assuming that it was on that day, but it's hard to say because there's no timestamp on the video to indicate when it happened. There's no timestamp on any of the video except for the stuff that you knew actually happened that day. And again, it's interspersed in and out. Like I said, campaign ad. You will note in this clip the burst of crowd noise right in the middle of the video because they put that video in between this where he's speaking. So here it is.
Majority Leader. We're debating a step
Sorry.
that has never been taken in American history. President Trump claims the election was stolen. The assertions range from specific local allegations to constitutional arguments to sweeping conspiracy theories.
So I guess my entire real problem with this, right, is because, you know, if someone was trying to put that as evidence in a trial, it just wouldn't happen, right? Because clearly, wouldn't you call that prejudicial? Because that's its intent, right?
Well, it's and on top of that, they've edited it and changed it and mixed things around. I mean, it definitely isn't the best evidence because they've already modified it. So, yeah, it would be completely inadmissible in a court.
And just like little changes that you can make to stuff, visual and also with sound, can make a difference as to how the response that you get from your audience. So I've cooked up a couple little clips here. They're very short. And it's the same visual clip, but it just has different music in the background. So here's the first one. Happy, bright, sunshiny, right? Yeah, okay. So same clip, different music. So just that tiny difference that you put with the difference in the music makes a difference with how you read that visual. And it's so easy to do, and it's so easy to manipulate. And I guess what my question is how do they think people fall for that? I mean, clearly Time Magazine did. But I don't think I know of anybody who disagrees with their point of view who is going to be persuaded by that.
At first, I liked those people, but later I thought they looked like psychos. I think they might be psychos.
Right? And maybe persuading people isn't their point here. Or at least the people who disagree with them. But I would have thought, you have this national spotlight on you. You're taking primetime TV time. Why are you wasting it by not really making your case? If you want people who are doubtful and who don't believe you, if you want to have a chance to change their minds or at least to lessen the severity of their opinion, you can't go at it that way.
Well, let's look at this from the realistic standpoint. The fight is, in their minds, is not at all for the people on the right. They just want to punch those people and they want those people to disappear, right?
Seems that way.
That's number one. So the fight to them are the undecided voters in the center. So the only people that they can convince are the undecided voters in the center. Now, by definition, in general, the undecided voters are the very least engaged voters. So could you convince someone with a lie who's an undecided voter? Oh, I think so.
They might be persuaded by that. And the reason I say that, this just happened to me today. I was thumbing through Facebook. I know, there's my first problem, right? But I was thumbing through Facebook, and I see on this other person who's on my friends list, right? Their page, they've made this post, and at the bottom, it's one of those bot posts, right? Mm-hmm. Hello, you have an interesting site. I want to be your friend. Could you come to my page and send me a friend request and we can be friends? And so this person is a female friend of mine, and it's supposed to be from a male person, and it's got these responses under that says, this person, her husband doesn't like guys who hit on her like this or who send her friend requests, so you better be careful. He'll come and beat your ass. And there were like 4 or 5 comments like this, and I'm just like, you guys do know you're talking to a bot, right? Clearly
please,
not.
sirs.
Yeah. So maybe it'll work. Who can say?
Well, did you have any commentary on that one, Mark?
No, actually, my Zoom dropped out, and I had to rejoin you, so I missed everything.
Yeah, I have to say, no, you people were so
Yeah, you
boring.
guys
I
are
went
just
to
so
sleep.
boring. I fell asleep.
I shorted out my keyboard because of the drool. It was so boring. It was like a desert. Okay.
Had a good nap though, so.
Yep. I feel refreshed. I've been out for about 2 hours.
No,
So long you guys been
I
talking.
think it was the FBI messing with my phone.
And no sounder, so we don't get the sounder.
Okay,
Well,
hang on. My computer's not messing with me again.
it's not
I
your
have
computer.
the sounder. I swear to God. No, I swear to God, I have it. It's here someplace. It's just very late. Here we go. FBI, open up! They're coming for you, Mark. Mark again.
All right. Okay. But there is something else, though. In a very surprise move, Amber Heard testified before the January 6th committee.
Yeah, you probably didn't know about that, but we have exclusive audio of exactly that happening.
It's so very few people know about it. That's why we have an exclusive, is because nobody knows about it except for maybe the people in this house. So,
Welcome back to the special televised January 6th congressional hearings, Days of Our Houses. The committee has just called their next witness, Ms. Amber Heard, to testify as to her knowledge of the events that day. Let's listen in as Congressman Adam Schiff begins the questioning.
First of all, I want to thank you, Ms. Heard, for agreeing to testify today. Your honesty and credibility as a witness are a testament to your patriotism. First, Ms. Heard, could you tell us how you came to be in the Situation Room of the White House on that day?
Yes. I was looking for a place to hide from Johnny. I mean, I love him, but there's no way he would look for me at the White House.
I see. So you saw what went on that day.
Yes.
Could you tell us what you saw and heard?
Well, we were eating ice cream. That much I remember because I thought, that's weird. We would the president get ice cream on a day like this? But we were eating ice cream, and it was so very cold. So cold you wouldn't believe it. I wasn't sure I could finish mine, so I set it down on a coffee table because I didn't want to get that terrible cold headache. The memory, it's so clear in my mind. And then the president, he, oh God, it's so terrible to think about it. He approached me and he said, hey, if you aren't going to finish that, would you mind if I ate it? Oh God, I can't go on. Oh, I need a Kleenex. No, not that one, my special Kleenex.
That's all right, Ms. Heard. Thank you for your bravery and for that truly damning testimony.
Tune in next time to Days of Our Houses, when Nancy drops a bombshell on Adam.
Adam, I'm pregnant, and you're the father.
And that's
I
it.
think that would be a bombshell dropped on the entire world. Things that will never be said in the history before the heat death of the universe is Adam Schiff, you're the father.
Hey, so you know that that thing that will look on. Seriously? You know this, and it's actually a phone call that I might want to take, but I'm just not gonna.
She's not gonna.
No, that was the school district actually calling our house. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, the thing where you can go online and you type in the keywords and it makes images, it draws images for you. What's that thing called?
Websites?
No, the thing where it draws the images based on the keywords you type in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking about the little AI simulators.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I typed in because I was looking for this for the end of this, and here are some of the pictures that I got. And we can zoom in here too. So this is a good one. I call this one Adam and Nancy reenact the scene from Titanic.
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty good.
And then the best one. That's how she ended up carrying Adam's child.
But
You guys will never get those
It
images
looks
out
like
of your
he's
mind.
just. It looks like he's just sniffing her hair.
mm-hmm. It's like he's a Biden. But
He went in, she ducked. He missed and got her hair.
okay. Well, yeah. Again, that's what you should have done. Is Adam Schiff as a father? That would have destroyed the AI. Nothing could contemplate that.
Well,
Okay.
Does not compute.
He's probably a reptiliad anyway. I mean, he doesn't blink. He has got those really wide eyes.
That is really
Yep.
weird. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's continue on to more things in Washington. We should just rename this the Washington D.C. report. Resident Biden says that all things are going swimmingly. We need more money for the next pandemic.
Well, we'll get through at least this year. We do need more money, but we don't just need more money for vaccines for children eventually. We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We have to think ahead. And that's not something the last outfit did very well. That's something we've been doing fairly well. That's why we need the money.
So the next one's coming up. We need the money for that.
What's he really saying that his administration's done better? That they've done better on causing the next pandemic or preparing for it, or
I think at this point, with his approval ratings where they are, anything where they can say, yes, that happened and it was good and we did that. So.
Well, it'd be more helpful if he gave us the date that the next pandemic was going to be, rather than just some vague.
Then
it's in the future.
Around it, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he's going to do real planning for it, I say that's the way to go. That way, they know when they need to raise taxes to bring in that revenue and how far out to plan on, how far in advance to raise taxes.
Indeed. But here's the funny thing is we're talking about raising taxes, which is again something that Washington certainly has the power to do. But let's go to something that Mr. Biden said. My message is simple to the companies running gas stations. Bring down the price you're charging at the pump. Do it now. Do it today. It's like he never took economics, like at all.
I'm starting to doubt that anyone in his administration has ever even walked past an economics textbook.
Well, yes. Well, again, last week we talked about the Department of Energy secretary who said, "Well, let them eat cake and drive electric cars."
Right. You can just go buy that $70,000 electric car. No, don't want to buy it from Tesla though. Elon Musk bad.
And here is an actual thing he said. I'm tempted to pull this clip up. In fact, do you want me to pull the clip up? It's probably worth it, and it's not a clip that you have set for your person of the week. Let me see if I can get that up real quick. Yes, I will be able to get that up.
Are we not doing phrasing anymore? Because if we're not doing phrasing, someone should have told me.
Hey now. All right. Everyone, hang on. And here we go.
Today, for high gas prices in America, are you now saying we were wrong to support Ukraine? Are you saying we were wrong to stand up to Putin? Are you saying that we would rather have lower gas prices in America and Putin's iron fist in Europe?
Yes, that's exactly what everyone is saying. Putin's iron fist in Europe?
Thank God we have those sanctions on Russia. It's really hurting their economy. Wait, Russia's economy was supposed to be hurt by that? Wait a minute.
Yeah, their revenues have actually gone up during all of this. So, okay, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about inflation because Treasury Secretary Yellen says that even though we're probably stuck with high prices for the rest of the year, it will probably come down eventually, maybe, unless it doesn't.
Well, we've had high inflation in the first half of this year, and that locks in high inflation really for the entire year. But I do expect in the months ahead that the pace of inflation is likely to come down, although remember there are so many uncertainties relating to global developments.
Inflation. She said it about 16 times in that clip, I think.
Indeed.
So she is familiar with the word. Okay.
Yes. Yes. She is now familiar with the word. Number one, she doesn't sound like
it was just dumb luck. It came up that day on her word of the day calendar. Yeah.
Inflation. Number one, she doesn't sound like what I thought she would sound like, but I guess maybe I shouldn't.
She does sound a little bit like this, don't you know?
Well, no, she sounds.
Are you kidding me?
She sounds like the little old lady in Christmas Vacation. The one who was married to the gentleman whose hair caught on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, who wrapped her own cat up as a Christmas present.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now I know. Yeah, the old lady. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the worst part is I mean, the reason why she's saying inflation.
Guys, I actually have to take a phone message here, so you'll have to tap dance for me for a little while I do this.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the reason she's betting on inflation going lower is because she knows that we're entering a recession, which is probably going to dampen demand for products and services, and thus lower.
Okay, sure. What's
lower the increase in inflation?
Right. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
So is that the same person that was trying to call me too? Oh, she can't hear us.
Oh,
yet.
I can hear you. Yeah. Sorry, did I not have that muted?
No, we didn't hear anything you said. So was that the same person that was trying to call me?
Yes. It was actually the our county sheriff's office. Maybe, I don't know. It might be a scammer. Hard to say. But she did seem to have to actually take a message while I was talking to her, and I heard her do the dispatcher thing. So it's possible.
So why do we have a sheriff calling us?
Well, probably
you're in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
We should probably talk this offline.
Yeah, we should probably talk about this not while we're broadcasting live.
Is it an emergency?
No, it is not.
Okay. All right. Well, now
Now you're curious, aren't you? But I have a number, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I warned you about letting that rabid raccoon loose.
Okay.
Well, he shouldn't have bit it in the first place to make it rabid. So I tried to tell him about that.
All right. Well, boy, there's even more yet. We're stuck in Washington today. So in other words, in a story, there's no way a metaphor for his entire presidency. Joe Biden fell off his bike while it wasn't moving.
Hey, Joe! All right.
It would have been funny if that had happened when he fell. Oh, there he goes. Yep, there he goes. There's picture one. There's the follow-up. And I'm just impressed by the fact that he fell off is because he has cages on his bicycle pedals. And I read this whole online thing about people who have cages or like toe cages to keep your toe on the pedal or clips to clip your foot on the bike. And I'm like, What's wrong with you that you just can't keep your foot on the pedal? I don't understand.
It's supposed to give you more resistance when you're pulling your leg up, so you exercise other muscles. So I think what happened though is, and this is literally true, he saw a little girl in the crowd and he went for her.
Okay.
Now, it would be speculating that he went for her because he wanted to sniff her hair, but there was a little girl there, and he was lunging. Maybe not the right word, but I suspect it probably fits.
And
all right,
and isn't he a little old to be on a bike anyway? I mean, my mom, before she passed away, was in fairly good health, and she was a little older than him. But if my mom at the age of 79 has said, "Hey, you know what I'm going to go do?"
Then I say leave him on the bike. Just take his bike helmet away.
Same thing.
Okay. Well, why don't I'll call them. Why don't you continue on, because you've got a bit
Because
going.
it may be a while that you need to be on the phone with them. Here.
All right.
You guys talk for a second again. Let me handle this.
I bet hit your mute button on your mic. Okay. I can't hear her this time. Well, that's an unusual one.
The fact that they keep calling back maybe thinks it's maybe kind of a scammer. But it is coming from a local number.
Yeah, and it looks like a kind of a legit one. Did they say something this time?
No, because I didn't pick up before the machine picked up upstairs.
Okay. Well, they're going to call me again in a second because they've been calling back and forth. So I tell you what, why don't you guys talk? You've got a bit coming and I'll call them.
Yeah, the bit isn't terribly long though, but we can go ahead and do that. Let's play the bit. Here we go.
Coming to theaters this summer. They found him in a shed, cold, scared, alone, and millions of miles from home.
JB, phone home.
Join this plucky group of kids as they help JB find his way home. Join them in one of the most heart-pounding bicycle chases ever filmed.
Oh no, they're in the way. What's happening? Hey, we're flying. Look out for that tow cage.
JB, the Extra Very Dull, this summer.
That looks like a great movie. I don't want to miss that. And now people are texting me.
Hey, yeah,
all day. Nothing going on in my life all day.
If you got a number in there, because that does appear to be legit. So,
okay.
Nothing ever happens to us, and now this craziness.
I think really the appropriate movie for Biden though would be some sort of zombie movie, and he could be the lead zombie. But instead of "let me eat your brains," he'd be like, "Let me sniff your hair, little girl."
All right.
So creepy. Creepy.
I have the number, so I'm going to give him a call.
Okay.
So
you're off here. Isn't this an entertaining podcast? It's an entertaining podcast. All right. Well, okay, so you weren't here last week, Mark, but last week we talked about Google's new AI, right? Well, It looks like Skynet is taking one more step closer to reality as mini Terminator robots have recently been unleashed on the battlefield in Ukraine. They're armed with 7.62 guns and they run on wheels. And I have a picture of them here. Where's it at? Okay. So that's what they look like. And apparently we're using them. And I'll say the same thing this week that I said last week. Have these people never seen a science fiction movie? I'll just let Arnold explain this.
In 3 years, Cyberdyne will become the largest supplier of military computer systems. All stealth bombers are upgraded with Cyberdyne computers, becoming fully unmanned. Afterwards, they fly with a perfect operational record. The Skynet funding bill is passed. The system goes online on August 4th, 1997. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense. Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th. In a panic, they try to pull the plug.
And then that wiped out humanity. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, well, I actually did read an article earlier today on those devices, and my impression wasn't even so much of a leap forward to Skynet, but more of a leap backwards, because the Germans were actually experimenting with devices like that in World War II. Those particular robotic devices they're showing are connected by a fiber optic cable and controlled by remote control. And during World War II, the problems when the Germans tried to use them was that the one particular incident that I'm aware of was actually one of the fortifications at D-Day, and the controlling cable promptly got destroyed by an explosion.
And probably also another big problem they probably had with them is that they were running Windows.
So yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how effective these new ones are going to be. They're on a cable. I guess if you're in open terrain, that'd be great. If you've ever had to drag an extension cord through, the wilds of your backyard and get it tangled on stuff, I don't know how well it would work in woods, but
it will allow you to find every stick possible on the battlefield.
But it is interesting though that this particular device aside, I have seen several articles and videos recently of new devices being tried out. There was a company that's producing a robotic tank that was being showcased to some of the NATO countries, and then Israel, an Israeli company, has developed also on a robotic tank type vehicle, and those actually are big enough that they could house, I think, all the equipment to for those to be autonomous.
Wouldn't it be easier?
And then you could have the Germans and the Israelis going at it on a hammer and tong.
Wouldn't it be easier
going
though,
after us
if we just bought an old Rock'em Sock'em Robots kit and just let two people go at it, and the person who wins, that's the winner of the war?
That'd be a great idea.
Works out exactly the same. Nobody gets killed, and we all have to abide by the rules.
All right, the misses. I think we should probably skip item 6, because we've already got it, so we can use it for next week, and that one's kind of an evergreen. But we should probably go out and it's not an emergency, but they need you.
That's funny because they told me that they had to tell you what it was, and they couldn't tell me what it was.
It's yours.
Okay. Well, you just want to wrap things up early tonight, then?
Yes, you want to do the Brain Jackass of the Week?
Okay, I guess we can do that.
This is Neil Young.
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
And I'm proud to present my Brain Jackass of the Week.
So Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, in the doghouse again, sees an issue with women opting to stay home with their own children.
The United States, in terms of women's labor force participation, we used to be at the head of the pack. And now, among advanced countries, the United States is at the middle or even worse. And in part, it's because we haven't provided adequate child care. Child care is too lacking in availability, and it's too expensive.
So the problem is that women want to stay home with their children.
Indeed. You can see why that would be a problem.
I know, that's an issue.
The economics units must produce.
Well, our second contestant, Joseph Robinette Biden, whose heart was probably in the right place, but whose head was clearly up his own backside when he offered condolences last Thursday to employees of the specialty store chain Joann Stores after their CFO, Matt Susz, S-U-S-Z, I don't know how to say it, died unexpectedly last Wednesday.
By the way, my sympathies to the family of your CFO, who dropped dead very unexpectedly. My best to their family. It's tough stuff.
I don't know about you, but when I'm giving condolences to people, I've never actually used the phrase "drop dead."
Yes, it's just like all those Hallmark cards. I'm sorry, your husband dropped dead. Dropped dead. Okay.
Okay, so
Mark,
who's the jackass?
Mark, what's your vote?
Oh shoot! I'm gonna have to go with Yellen.
Oh, and I'm with Biden, so it's a split. So the missus, you get to choose.
I'm gonna have to go with Yellen too. I think, like I said, I thought Joe's heart was in the right place. He's just an idiot. So Janet Yellen, jackass of the week.
Congratulations.
Oh, we got to play her out.
The thorny
and this has
crown
been
of
Mia
shame.
Young's Brain Jackass of the Week.
So if there's anyone listening now, just the fact that the sheriff called us, we are in. There's no problem with us. Zero problems with us.
That's what they all say.
We just have to go talk to them.
All right.
Everyone be safe and have a wonderful week, and we'll be back next week.
Maybe.
As always.
Depending on how things go with the sheriff's office.
Yeah. I'm John Wilder.
This is Mark.
And I'm the missus. We're way too early.
Pretty much. It sounded
What?
good. It sounded good.
See, that's where we have to end, but right here. Bam, and then we're done. Y'all come back now, you hear?